Alright, my dudes, I guess I'll talk about this movie for a little bit. If you're not aware, like I've been talking about this whole day, just like a detour, you should watch this movie called The Menu. The Menu. It's like on Amazon. It's on HBO Max, I guess. Like, come on, dude. Oh, that is a weird movie.
Welcome to Hawthorne. It'll be our pleasure to feed you.
Tonight will be magical.
Over the next few hours, you will ingest fat, salt.
Yeah, it's 24 hours. Look, man, this entire movie is just an allegory for our quote-unquote predicament in this thing that you call existence, which all, spirituality and religions have tried to answer from the inception of time and conscious awareness of man, when man, was aware of its own predicament of life, death, rebirth, time, all this blah 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 stuff. But basically, I mean, this whole movie is like the most it's perfect. I mean, in terms of its allegorical symbolism, and it's actually very serious, and it does not try to pretend to be something for the profane, which is why. Okay, well, before I start, I mean, spoiler alert. If you're watching this video, spoiler alert. I said it like 4 times now, spoiler alert. So turn off this video if you haven't watched it. But come on, dude. I mean, come on, dude. Didn't people notice that there was one color race missing? Let's see, there were white people, a bunch of white people. There were Asians, and there were the red man, like one red man, which is John Leguizamo. Pastario, the past Luigi from Super Mario, that guy. I mean, I love that actor because he's funny. He's from like one of my favorite movies, The Pest. But basically, look, I mean, it even tells you. Look, I'm going to start off by summarizing what's going on, all right? It's people who get invited to a quote-unquote island, or a quote-unquote realm. This movie is a straight-up allegory. And they all have to take a ship. Oh my god, a ship. A vessel, vehicle, whatever, to cross over the waters into that of, Hawthorne, which is an allegory for Earth realm plane, which people incarnate through, the birthing, through your mother's womb, through the portal gateway. The original portal gateway is the vagina, which is why they reference oysters in the beginning, and then show you like crabs on the beach as soon as they get there, with like mussels and whatever shellfish upon this sandy beach of the desert, showing you where the desert and water and the land meets. I mean, this is just like in the movies, TV show Severance, where from the company there's like an ice bridge or an iced wall, which is really symbolic of that of the firmament. I mean, this is the same type of symbolism, but this time they were using it through the dead wood, the dead trees over there. Okay, everyone comes over through, and then they're like different people representing different personalities or aspects, or like these people are not profane lower people, and it's obviously 12 people symbolizing the 12 parts of the zodiacal wheel, and they have this experience lasts for 24 hours, which is quote unquote one cycle anyways. I mean, they get through the whole island. There's a bunch of weird winding paths symbolizing look, there's a lot of geometrical symbolism here. Like, you see a lot of squares, black and white, whatever. Okay, they turn, they pass a quote-unquote smokehouse of hanging meat. I mean, that's symbolizing something, but I mean, that's not actually pertinent for right now, because it's not human. I mean, I hate to break it to you, if they were just serving human meat, it's just like too obvious, but that's like symbolizing something else. But basically, they pass through that, and then blah blah blah, they get introduced to the dinner meal. And then the dinner is basically these foodies. I mean, you can replace the food as an allegory for whatever you want. It's symbolic of that of desire. It could be knowledge. I mean, that's what I think it's using as a material representation for anyways. But basically, they go through the quote-unquote 7 courses, whatever, and basically every person there is crafted and designed there. The whole place is run by some weird dude. I mean, he's the dude in white. He's basically, Chef Gordon Ramsay's, but imagine Gordon Ramsay's, if you mixed Gordon Ramsay's with the architect from The Matrix. That's who he is. This guy is a representation of the Lord of Karma, or the craftsman Demiurgus, Demigurgus, because they switch forms anyways if you're into the esoteric stuff. And that's who he is. He is the god of the locality, of the local universe, which is represented through Hawthorne, which is represented through Earthplane. Okay? I mean, dude, they even mention you cannot go there. That is his house, his room, his cottage. Yeah, dude, that's the room of the architect. Like, you know, my boy Jabulon. But basically, and then the main character is very obvious, all right? She's this Mary Magdalene figure. She is a prostitute, so that's very obvious. In the beginning, she is, quote unquote, the profane one out of all of them, and she's smoking a cigarette, which is killing her palate, lighting the candlestick of the light of illumination. I mean, that's what cigarettes are a symbol for, whatever. But they say it'll kill your palate. That's what the guy that she's with. I'm trying to think. Okay, blah, blah. Okay, dude, let's just skip to the meal. Okay, the first meal, I mean, he talks about you will consume fat, protein, salt, sugar, whatever, blah, 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 up until the 7, which is the ecosystem. He's talking about devouring the world. He gives a speech in the beginning where he says, you shall eat, but do not swallow. Just taste and savor the food. Okay, I mean, like, where did I hear this from? The Devil's Advocate. In The Devil's Advocate, the devil says, God is a cruel trickster. He says, look, but don't touch. Taste, but don't swallow. Come on, dude. I mean, that is the trickster nature of quote unquote God. But I mean, he's telling you, because this actually goes back to Vedic, well, not just Vedic, like all ancient religion stuff. It goes back to like Adana of Ishtar, Izanami, you know, the whole journey through the underworld. Or Persephone, go through it on the world, but do not eat anything like, you know, what is it? Persephone ate the pomegranates. Okay, I mean, there seems to be symbolism, like even like Eve eating the apple of Eden, whatever. I mean, it's the female that does this anyways. I mean, that is an obvious relationship, even though it should be the quince. But basically, look, I mean, he's basically like the Lord of Karma, the Lord of Death, both the Lord of Death and the Lord of Perfection, creation. He is the initiate master of Jupiter and Saturn at times. He just switches off. But they're both similar figures. But basically, there's, okay, look, I'm just going to cut to this, okay? They start eating, what's the first meal? It's basically the island. It's symbolizing the incarnation of the island, the mineral kingdom. The second one, it's supposed to be bread, all right? But then they don't get the bread as the appetizer, for they are not profane, therefore, and then they give a quote for Jesus, and therefore they do not eat the bread. I mean, the people that are there, they're like the highest echelons of people, right? They got billionaires, they got famous movie actors, even if they're washed up. They got an inside ringer man, which is basically symbolized for a wannabe Mason. He's with the girl Helly. I mean, the redheaded girl. I don't think she's actually the same actress. You have the food critic. Oh, these are like the philosophical, enlightened, intellectual people. You have the dude bros with the financial, you know, like guys with Taurian energy that only care about money. I mean, this movie's trying to tell you something. When you get to this type of stuff, money doesn't matter. And that's a very difficult thing for people born in a capitalist Western society to understand, that money can't buy your way out of a situation. I mean that's actually the world that we're heading into. Anyways, that's okay, whatever, dude. And look, okay, so they don't eat the bread because, you know, that is for the profane. That's what they're saying. Okay, then they get to, what is that? The third meal with the taco mas. And it's basically like they get tacos, whatever, and then it's showing their quote unquote sins printed onto the taco, whether it be tax fraud, whatever, you know, cheating on. That's why the billionaire he hired the main character prostitute for some weird, you know, it's an allusion to his banging his daughter, to jerking off, whatever. I mean, that's weird, all right? It's basically telling you that these people, they do shady things, all of them, all right? It's like the sins of each person. And then every single gong that you hear, like you hear this weird gong or clap or this weird Buddhic thing, I mean, that's symbolizing that. I mean, what this is telling me, this is basically like a Journey of the Dead type or Bardo-esque type movie. Because like when I watch this movie, dude, it might as well just be like the Tibetan Book of the Dead. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, that's what it feels like to me. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's the first course. The first course was just to feel them out. And then Helly is the one who's actually not eating. That's why she's offending the craftsman, whatever, because that is his purpose, to create food and serve people, whatever, serve humanity in that way, blah blah blah. And then they have an argument of there are givers and there are takers. Which one are you? Do you belong with us? Like, you know, if you're a quote unquote taker, I mean, it's like Alice Bailey's Initiation of Human Solar, then you're definitely not going to make it. Which is why they say you need to give to the selfless, help humanity, and all selflessness, and give whatever, and blah blah. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's why all the machine elves of the demiurge, the main guy, Julius, whatever. I mean, he's actually symbolizing, like, I mean, there's several references to like the sun here. Like, the old guy, well, okay, we get to the first meal. Okay, with the Takamas is they start getting suspicious, and then the dude bros start trying to throw their weight around. Doesn't work. Let's see. Okay, so we'll get to the fourth one. The fourth one is where stuff starts getting serious. The fourth one, the guy, he says, oh, this guy wants to be just like me, just like whatever, but he can never be like me. And then he basically blows his brains out, like literally with a gun straight through the brain, up through the pineal gland, straight up at the fourth, and then blood splatters, and then basically that's when everybody freaks out. Okay, and then the old man tries to leave, and then they cut off his finger. Which finger? His ring finger. And then the ring falls out. The ring finger obviously is gold to the sun, but he's symbolizing that he's like the billionaire class who jerks off to prostitutes, pretending like their daughter or whatever. That guy, he's nothing here. For God is the chef. I mean, and the chef is just an allegory for, you know, the demiurge. Am I really gonna get interrupted? Jesus Christ, I gotta pause. Hold on. Alright, whatever, dude. I'm gonna have to make this as fast as possible just because I do not know if I'm gonna be interrupted by my Agent Smith and Goblin sister again. Like, dude, like, what the hell, dude? Are you really gonna randomly wake up at 3 a.m. and start making food? Are you serious? Like, you know, I forgot this happened. Like, that's how long it's been since I've made videos actively. Okay, dude, what do we get to part? The fourth guy wants to be quote unquote God. We cannot. Then he offs himself. Okay. Then we get into the fifth part. That's where they are given a chance to run, the guys. And you know, they actually could have escaped if they actually did teamwork. For example, the dude bros, they got to canoe part, but they were fighting each other in force, so they could have gotten away, but they didn't, so all of them got caught. And I mean, it's really symbolizing that, you know, you shouldn't run away from this predicament of existence, and trying can get you caught by these agents, or basically angels, or machine elves, or I mean, archons. They're basically archons. I mean, I hate to break to people. They're like, you know, that's what happens when you go through the initiatory rites and try to climb up in the ranks and blah blah blah. Okay, yeah. So they all get caught, and then they eat the food again. Okay, then look, I'm just trying to blast through this. Okay, then the woman, blah, 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 nothing really happens. Okay, and then there's the bathroom scene is actually important. That's where you see the emerald's green, and she's talking with the guy, and there's like the silver door. I mean, on the door, I mean, I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, I mean, it's basically like weird sigils on the door, like it's the Kabbalah tree upon a silver door. Now, you should not go through the silver door. Okay, the silver door is actually a reference to the silver line thread cord that's in, look, it's in like esoteric stuff. Like I just read an Alice Bailey. The silver cord is the like nerve ending or nerve part of your nervous system that directly connects your heart to your brain or pineal gland, which is why the only way out is through the heart. Really, I mean, that's what's referencing to through. Okay, and then once they go through that, then they basically get to the part where they, you know, they try to escape. It's not really gonna work. The dude bros get warned, like about their desire, and then then this part is the part where they get served the dinner by the ringer, the wannabe chef, right? He's like a super foodie, he knows all the stuff, right? But he's just a wannabe, right? He's like a wannabe Lodge Boy. He's a wannabe enlightenment person. He's basically like a quote unquote like these truthers that you see. All right, they talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk. All right, they don't really do any of the work. If they had to cook, they wouldn't be able to. All right, they're just in it for the surface reasons, like he is, which is why he's symbolic of that, of the uninitiated man who wants to be initiated, and he was part of the ringer. He was set up the whole time from the beginning, which is why, I mean, he takes off his jacket. He's like wearing blue. He's made to feel special. He's jealous all the time of the main girl, but basically, when he puts on a chef's jacket, he can't cook for nothing. All right, and then it's obviously shit, and he is shit. I mean, that's why the dishes are served that way, because he didn't even go upon his path of, you know, learning the esoteric secrets. And look, there's a lot of symbolism here. Like I've said before, you know, hummingbirds, honeybees, goats, sheep. I mean, that's the guy got caught in a barnyard full of sheep because he is a sheep and he was hiding. Therefore, he got the creme fraiche egg. That's hilarious. Yeah, okay. Like running through the dark forest, like running through the dark nether regions of the astral plane. Really care about that part. Okay, and because they didn't know their way, so or they could have worked together, or one could have taken a sacrifice and let the others escape because they didn't really try because they were dumb. That's why they were crying their own way in. Okay, so I'm trying to think. Okay, so then he makes shit food, and then the chef tells him something in his ear, and then what does he do? He hangs himself like the hanged man. He is on his path for initiation, for enlightenment, and he makes the ultimate sacrifice. But in the movie, he dies, but this is an allegory symbol, like how Thor or Gilgamesh, is it Gilgamesh or Eridu, whatever, where they, my bad, it's not Thor, it's Odin. What am I talking about? Okay, yeah, where Odin, or God, who's the other one? Okay, whatever you mean. It's not Sisyphus, it's, yeah, dude, why can't I? What? Dude, I'm thinking of Prometheus. Okay, and then he does that, and then that's where the red-haired girl starts getting more serious about what's going on, and then that is after the shit meal, and that's the 6th meal. So then they have to round off for the 7th course, and then the 7th course is the final course, the final initiation of the 7th. Okay, 7, 5, okay. And then that part is where they look. I'm trying to get to the end because the end is very important. So then, you know, she has to go get the wine barrel, and then dude, I mean, like, what does he say? Dude, oh my god, I'm gonna interrupt him. All right, my dudes. I mean, I'll talk a little bit more, but I'm just gonna get interrupted in like 5 minutes. Come on, dude. I mean, the goblin needs more ice cream. Okay, where was I? I was on the 6th initiation part. No, 7th part. So we're at the 7th scene where Hallie... Well, do I keep calling her Hallie? She's Margot. Obviously, Mary Magdalene, Margot, Millie, MM33, hello. I mean, okay, yeah. So basically, she gets told to go get some wine or whatever, right? Because Elsa forgot, but, you know, Elsa didn't forget. The demiurge or whatever is just trying to replace her. That's why she went to kill her. Okay, look, long story short, there's a struggle. This is just a movie thing. But basically, when she goes to get the wine, she walks and breaks into the Chef Julius's room. This is basically the scene at the Matrix where she walks in and into the architect's room. And then what she notices is that he had a lot of passion. He had a lot of love in the beginning, especially when he was very, you know, into his craft, really. But then basically as he climbed up the ranks and his passion became obsession, and it became devoid of love because it became mechanical and ultimate perfected beauty, but a very hollow form of it. Like, who seriously wants to eat like foam instead of having a cheeseburger? That's like what the story is trying to say. So then she sees his original starting off where he's basically a cook, because it says kiss the cook. So this is actually showing you the depiction that, you know, this chef guy, he was not always a monster. I mean, he used to be a beneficent god. This is just like in the Matrix. Remember the architect? He's like, we are in the 5th incarnation of the Matrix. There's been several before. In our beginning, when we assumed humans, this is where, like, remember when they made the perfect Matrix, then they made the Hell Matrix, then the Golden, well, there's a Golden Age Matrix, and then the Matrix before, blah, blah, blah. That's like more medieval. Yeah, and then we're on the fifth incarnation of the Matrix, and then the next one is basically the actually yeah, that's the one with Doogie Howser. That's where you create your own delusion, you create your own matrix. Yeah, but like AI and basically the induction of information. But look, I'm getting sidetracked. But basically, she realizes what the key to the answer is of how to quote unquote win. For dessert is the final meal, whatever. So then you see the shorthand radio, which calls for help, and then quote unquote help comes. All right, but he's obviously in on it, right? He's a cop. He's wearing orange. Ooh, my God, orange means a 33. He was in on it the whole time, getting an autograph. I mean, everyone was being tested. Really, everyone who was there, whether or not they could escape. That's why he asked certain questions to certain people. Okay, yeah. Okay, so they all failed the test. They all failed the Bardo journey of the journey of the dead. I mean, it's basically like testing the soul. Like, you go through in Egyptian mythology with, Lord Anubis onto the hall gateways and getting your soul measured against the feather of Thalem and whatever of the ostrich upon the scales. And then if you fail, you're basically devoured by the mother Typhon matter, the raptor, which is the brain smasher that devours the ego. Because all of these people are basically very egoic people. I mean, that's why they die, and they have to die for a very specific reason. But basically, when the whole stuff falls out, she basically realizes how to win the game. All right, and that is that if you paid attention from the very beginning, she's starving. She doesn't like the food. I mean, the food sucks. I mean, I say all the time, dude, this realm reality clown world sucks, right? Dude, bring the food back. Well, I want my money back from Clown World, all right? But you have to do it in a very specific, nice way. You can't just throw a tantrum, say, I've already won, I'm an all-powerful spiritual being, I've already won, blah, blah, blah. Do it. You need to pay attention to the scene where she makes a plea bargain with the Demiurge's craft guy, all right, the chef. He's basically quote-unquote god of this realm reality. She says, I came here to eat, and I want to eat. I don't want to eat no weird ass stuff that you say is food. It's obsession food. It's hollow. It's empty. There's no love. The key is love. And then that's why she says, I want a cheeseburger. And then he's like, okay, yeah, I'll make you a cheeseburger. Of course I can do it. Well, you think I can only do this fancy weird stuff? You think I can't put no love in it? You think I become like a Jupiterian psychopath that only wants extravaganza and stuff? You think I'm like a weird Saturnian god king, whatever? Okay, whatever, dude. Okay, look. So basically, the key is quote unquote love. All right, and then she asks for a cheeseburger. She doesn't want no fancy, weird stuff. He says, "Oh, dude, I can make it. I can make it for you. Like you want crinkle fries? I can make the first cheeseburger you ever made. You want American cheese? Good. American cheese doesn't split because of the emulsification. I mean, they were referencing the whole splitting thing because that's actually referring to splitting of the atom thing, or like two into one, really. Okay, so basically, he goes and makes the cheeseburger. So the lesson of the story is that he has combined his obsession, perfection, and with the inception of love, the feminine axis of the Mary Magdalene, Sophia character. I mean, she's basically God, I don't realize panel. She's like, dude, it's this Masonic image. Okay, dude, dude, this is like the red-haired woman, and then through the Virgin Mary, blue, whatever, through the white chef, through exiting out the ladder into eternity. That's where she escapes off the boat. Okay, and then she basically escapes, and she's like, thank you for the cheeseburger. I was more hungry than my eyes let on, so she couldn't eat the full meal, so she took that quote-unquote bite or a taste. Can I get it to go? Can I? I learned this experience of this dinner. Yes, you may take it. Yes, you learned your experience. Yes, you had the perfect dinner. And she got to escape, all right? And what happened to everybody else, all right? Everybody else, they deserve it because that's why the old woman, she was resignant to the fact. And she's like, oh, thank you, whatever. And that's why the last meal was s'mores. For s'mores is symbolized of the dessert that everyone loves in the world of children, whatever. But it's basically just sugar and shit and chocolate. And then that is dessert. That is abomination. And then that's why they all get set on fire. The purifying fire of the body for the recycling, rebirth, incarnation, purification. I mean, that's why Asians burn their bodies anyways. And then, white people actually bury their bodies in caskets of the dead, just like the Egyptians. I mean, that's obviously where it comes from. But Asians always cremate the bodies because it's being purified out because of the indestructibility of, the atom that goes back into the earth creation. And then obviously when he says s'more, I mean, what do you think that means? It means s'more, some more. They're being, quote unquote, reincarnated. And at the end, when she, but you have to remember, always pay attention to that. I would recommend you watch that scene several times, all right? She asked politely. She didn't throw a tantrum. She learned the lesson. She got the experience. She took it with her. She paid her due, which was $10 or $9.95. They use that for a very specific reason. 66 and the whole fifth initiation, or you just say 10 perfection. Yeah, I mean, whatever, dude. I mean, that's not that big of a deal. And all it was a cheeseburger and fries. But it was made by a master. Not no weird ass $100, $1,000 Kobe beef, sauteed Swiss Gouroujon cheese, whatever. No. Just a double decker with American cheese and crinkle fries. But it's cooked to perfection. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's basically telling you that, because, one actually has love and the other one is just made like a robot. Okay. I mean, that's why the people behind them were basically robot machine elves that couldn't deviate. Okay. And then the whole sacrifice, everything goes up in flames. That's actually symbolizing the whole, how the realm resets through purification fire of the astral fire. Through the age reset, I mean, that's when the dinner show's over. She escapes through a boat. She's through the dark waters. And what does she do? All right. She eats the burger. Because in the beginning of the movie, she was smoking the cigarette, symbolizing the candlestick of illumination or whatever. But it killed her palate. But now she is savoring, her experience of what she learned from the island or earth plane. All right. And she's the only one who got out because she, she knew exactly what to do. Like, remember the guy mentioned, this is a game. No one ever sends the food back. No one ever rejects this existence back. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, that's what my channel's always been about, all right? Dude, I mean, come on, dude. I've said this 1,000 times, dude. Dude, it's like Clown World Circus, dude. I don't care, dude. Like, send the food back and give me something, like, for real, alright? I don't want no, like, weird-ass sea foam deconstructed burger, alright? Dude, all I wanted when I came in here was a double-decker American cheese and tater tots or whatever. Come on, dude, it's not that hard to make it with love, alright? I mean, it's actually very tragic, because that's why the chef had to respond in that way, because his creation, his existence, I mean, this is very symbolic, Sophia and the Demiurge, whatever. I mean, that's why he became the blind idiot god, obsessed with perfection through, like, quote-unquote, geometry and systems, like systems of systems. That's what he became, just like in The Matrix with the architect, who was Sigmund Freud. But basically, I mean, without the aspect of love, all that there is death and is devoid, which is why you see the symbolic tree of death a lot and everywhere. That's like the tree of Qliphoth instead of the Kabbalistic tree of life, which is only shown through the silver door once you realize what's going on. Okay, yeah, dude. I mean, look, I hope people like this video, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, but yeah, I highly recommend that movie. I highly recommend you watch the scene where Margot. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, Margot, when she was giving up the fake lie, she said, he literally asked her, okay, Margot, where are you from? I'm from Grand Island, Nebraska. Grand Island. That's like saying you're from heaven, and the island that you're in is like, hell or Malkuth or the earth plane, which is what I call it. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, this is like an esoteric high-level movie. It's not meant for the profane. It literally sells you by the time you get to the bread scene, right? That's why they actually mentioned Jesus. Okay. All right, so you guys have a good night. So, I mean, I don't know. Look, I didn't get any questions, so if there's no questions after this, I'm just going to move on to other stuff I got to do, because this is a detour, and I'm going to go through the Books of the Dead. All right. Peace. You guys have a good night.